Hello, people. Today we're making birria. Okay. Birria's awesome.
Okay. We're gonna start off by putting the chile guajillos in some hot water. Patrick's gonna take off don't do that. He's gonna take off the little stems and just stick them in the water. Everybody does it different, but to me, I normally do this like this. And with the water, when it's sinking, the little seeds come off. So you can use as many as you want. I normally use the whole bag. It has how many? It's 2 ounces. So I think it's about like 10 or 12. You can also add the fat ones, the chile ancho, but I don't got any. So we're just going to use the chile guajillo. ASMR. You can also put them in to boil and stuff instead of the hot water, but I just like to put them in warm water. Meanwhile, I do like everything else. So they have to soften up. That's why we're putting them in the water. Alright, so make sure your hands are nice and clean. And see how those little seeds are coming out already? Patrick's also going to be adding 3 chiles de árbol into the little water so they can start soaking. This is optional. We like it a little spicy. This doesn't really do much, but it does give it like a little kick. So if you guys like it spicy, then add more. And that's what they're looking like. We're gonna let them float in there for a little while. Alright, so next we're gonna make the sauce. We're gonna do 2 tomatoes. Depending on how much meat you're making, how many tomatoes you're gonna use. And these are actually optional as well. The first time I made the birria, I used 4 tomatoes and it was a little too much. So I do 2 or 3. So what are you doing, Patrick?
I'm cutting them.
Why? Why are you cutting them?
Color. Flavor.
No. He's cutting them because then they're gonna get stuck and they're not gonna blend. Now we're gonna use half of this little onion. You could use the whole thing, but we're just gonna do half. We're just making a little bit of meat. So again, all the ingredients or the measurements depend on the amount of food you're making. So this onion is a nice little size. Patrick is gonna be our featured chef. Yes, now peel it. Ooh, that one's kind of cool. That one looks like a Hershey Kiss. What? And this is a whole head of garlic. So you're gonna toss them all in. Because we love the garlic. Throw it all the way, all of them. We're also gonna be using these big pimientas. These are big black peppers. Gonna toss them in. These are also gonna be the ingredients that we're gonna add. We're gonna do oregano, some more black pepper, a little bit of onion powder, some garlic salt, vinegar, regular salt, and chicken bouillon is the main ingredient. So for the seasonings, I just kind of like eyeball it. A little bit of oregano because it goes a long way. Just a few little flakies. Also some black pepper. Normally I use the little balls, but we don't have the normal size. So that's why I'm using it crushed. Next is the onion powder. Just a little bit. Some garlic salt. We love garlic salt in this house. Oh, alright, we're gonna do some garlic salt. And you can never have enough salt, bitch. And we're gonna do a little shot of vinegar. So I wanna say maybe about like a tablespoon or something. Just a little splash. Some regular salt. And we're putting all the salt and stuff in this mix, so you don't have to put it on the meat. So if you're like, girl, that's a lot of salt. No, it's not. You're going to need more, actually. And we're going to put about this much of chicken bouillon. I'm also going to put some water just so that it could blend better. And we're going to look for our chiles right about now. Okay, here are little chilitos. Look at all those little seeds coming out. I'm going to change the water really quick. Let's see if more seeds come out of the chiles. So, Patrik, dump it up. I prefer doing this than taking out the seeds the other way. What do you think, Patrik? You like it? Alright, time for our chiles. And this is what the blender's looking like. Make sure to put enough water because then it's just going to make like a chili paste. Alright, well, that's what we're making actually, a chili paste. But it's going to be like really thick. Alright, let's blend this. Alright, there's the little chilito. It's ready. So these are going to be the meats we're using. What is it called?
We got some oxtail. Okay. Tail of an ox. And some beef chuck roast. Boneless.
Put them in the pot. So there's like a debate where people be like, well, don't wash the meat. Wash the meat. Do you guys wash the meat before you guys make your caldos? Normally, I have them soaking in water to get rid of like the little blood and stuff. But I learned you're not supposed to wash it because then you get bacteria all over your sink. But I would like to know. So the chuck roast, Patrik's gonna cut it in like smaller, like maybe 4 pieces. Normally I buy way more meat, but I'm not trying to eat this for 2 days, just for today. This is not a meat knife, but Patrik decided to get this one. Okay, this. Alright, we switched up the blade. This is more meat appropriate. And the reason why we cut them into chunks is because normally that's how we pick them out of the stew, the caldo, to chop them up later. And all the little ingredients, spices, or whatever to get in there. Okay, time for the pan. Damn, Patrik, you mad at the pour of meats? Alright, now we're gonna throw the chilito. Let me start turning it on. Go. Throw it in. Slam, Vicky. I think I even made a lot of little caldito. And then we're gonna pour water in here to get all of that.
Learning about knives.
About knives? That they all have a different purpose. Alright, now we're gonna fill it up with water. We don't need that much broth, just enough to where the meat is covered. Because we do need some for our dipping. Alright, hold on, let me get a little spoon. Alright, hold on, let's mix. Okay, Patrik, we need a little bit more water because this does kind of like start disappearing. Starts evaporating. A little bit more. Maybe like up to here. There. We no longer see the meats. So we're gonna let this cook for like 3 to 4 hours. But in between, I like to come and taste it to make sure if it needs more salt. Oh, I forgot the bay leaves. Throw them in there. We're also going to put 2 little bay leaves in there so they could give it some flavor. But like in an hour and a half, I'm going to come taste the broth And you always want to put a little bit more salt, or like chicken bouillon. I go in like a little bit of chicken bouillon, a little bit of garlic salt, in between taste tests. But I always add a little bit more, only because you want the meat to also have the salty flavor. If you undersalt it, then your meat is not really gonna have flavor, if that makes sense. I'm also gonna add a little piece of onion, so a whole onion. So just a little bit of onion, just to give the broth flavor as well. All right, and we'll be back in 3 hours. All right, so I went ahead and I got a little chunk that Patrik had cut, and I chopped it up with this butcher knife. It's nice and tender. So I already heat up the comal, and I put a little bit of oil. I'm also going to be using a little bit of the caldito to give the tortillas color. So I'm just going to rub them all over the oil a little bit so they could start warming up. This is my least favorite part because it starts to get messy. I'm gonna be making some tacos and some quesadillas. So this is what the caldo's looking like with the bone. It tastes really good. I didn't end up adding too much more like salt. I feel like it was really kind of perfect. So let me bring it to the tortillas a little bit. I'm gonna flip. All right, so now we're gonna put the queso. Right now you keep telling me. Don't put too much because then it's gonna ooze out. Well, I guess you could put a lot of cheese, not a lot of meat, because then the cheeses will hold it together. How, Patrik? How many do you want, Patrik?
How many are you getting?
I think I'm gonna get like 4.
I'm getting like 5 now.
Why not? So I guess one chunk of meat makes approximately 4 tacos. Ouch! That should really hit me in the face. So just like that. Actually, I'm gonna spatula. Hold on. There's the scary part. Jumping! And then I'm gonna start moving them all again. So they can get crispy. Okay. Make that one easy. Show them our thing, our protector. So I bought this thing on Amazon to protect our backsplash from like splattering shit. Cause it's way easier to clean than the stupid tile. Juicy little meat. there. Voila. Alright, let's look at Patrick's little consomme. Ooh. Alright, Patrick, time to taste.
They're hot.
Get the one that's least hot.
They're hot.
Mmm. How are they, Patrick?
Fire.
Your mouth is on fire?
No.
Wee 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 wee.
And action.
Alright, bye guys.
See you in the next recipe.
I'll eat a taco for you.
Yes. Alright.